two big games against Wrexham and Hartlepool coming up. How have the preparation sort of been for that in admittedly difficult conditions?
Yeah, I mean the conditions are out of our hands, the weather's out of our hands. Obviously the pitches were both frozen yesterday, but we had a really good session. We went to Newcastle United. They were kind enough to let us use their all-weather pitch, and it was a really good session. Very quick, very positive. Just working on what we need to work on really, which is getting bodies in the box and getting the ball in the net. But the lads enjoyed it. A change of environment. Peter Beardsley came over and watched a bit of the session, so that must be a boost for the lads. Arguably Newcastle's best player I played with at Newcastle anyway, but arguably Newcastle's best ever player. So yeah, it was nice for the lads, because they were down after not getting 3 points the other night, as was no doubt all the fans. But there's always the next game, and that's what I've told them. There's always the next game, and that's tomorrow, hopefully.
Yeah, well, you say hopefully. Can it make things more difficult knowing? In preparation, knowing should we prepare for Wrexham or Hartlepool?
No, I think until we know for sure, until we have the inspection and the referee makes his decision, whether that be this afternoon or whether that be tomorrow morning, we prepare for the Wrexham game until we know otherwise. And then, as I say, if it's called off today, then obviously tomorrow will be just the same as a Thursday before a Saturday game. So 2 good days training before Hartlepool then. But as I say, we've got a couple of eventualities that we're waiting to see.
And what have you made of Wrexham so far this season? Obviously, they're in the playoff places, isn't it?
Yeah, they've been solid. I think that's probably the best way to describe them. They've got a lot of sort of seasoned players from this division. James Jennings, the 2 centre halves, Wedgbury, Chris Holroyd. They've got players that know this league inside out, and they've been hard to beat. They haven't scored hatfuls of goals, but they've certainly not conceded many either. And they usually play a sort of rigid 4-4-2, and they're just a solid team and a good side. He's done a really good job. So a tough team to break down.
Are there any threats you'd be wary of going into tomorrow?
Well, the 2 strikers are they're different, but they've both scored goals. Obviously, Chris Holroyd scored goals in the league. I've worked with him closely at Macclesfield. He's a tireless worker. And the lad Miller is an out-and-out goal scorer as well, so there'll be a big threat. But as I say, we've largely been solid at the back. There's only 3 teams in the league conceded more goals than us, but our league position tells you that we haven't scored enough. So that's obviously something we're working on. We know that. We have got a number of players that are capable of going on a big scoring spree. It's just getting them to have the confidence to do that. And hopefully when the first couple of goals go in for them, they'll get on that run.
What's the key to beating a team like Wrexham?
I think, as I said before, I think they'll be really hard to break down. We need to attack them. We're at home. We need to win games, but at the same time not leaving the back door open. So we'll be, as I say, playing an attacking formation again, trying to go for it, but being sure that we're safe at the back as well.
Do you see this game as a must-win?
I want to win every game. We're at the stage now where we've been sort of flat in a similar position for 3 weeks now, with sort of three games where we've arguably left 6 points out there. So that would have us a lot closer to where I wanted to be. But as I say, there's a run of games now, hopefully, and unfortunately for us, there's going to be a build-up in January now by the looks of things. But all winnable games for us as long as we can start putting our chances away.
Yeah, as you've just mentioned, have you seen enough from your side, whether that be in matches or in training, to suggest you can go on a decent winning run? Yeah,
I've seen enough about the lads, certainly in training, to know what they're capable of. But the big task for them is to take the performances and what they've shown me in training and produce 90 minutes of that. That's their challenge now. Some of them have done great coming off the bench. And maybe times when you start them, they don't give a 90-minute performance like they've done coming off the bench, and that's up to me to get them the confidence and the abilities already there to produce that. I've been here 3 months now. It's still a work in progress, but we've got January to come. There'll be options and opportunities hopefully to strengthen where we need to, and we'll look at that in January when me and the chairman sit down.
Are there any areas in particular that you'll be looking to strengthen?
Well, I think, as I've said a number of times, I think when I got here and I looked at the squad, we were almost very heavy with central defenders and very heavy with strikers, but there's not a great, now that Luke Maxwell's gone back, there's not there's not a great deal of midfield options. I think we've only, well, the other night when Paddy was injured, we only had one natural midfielder to choose from, and just for their lads' sake as well, the competition for places is healthy in every squad, so I do think that's somewhere where we can sit down and have a look.
The size of the squad sort of is a benefit this time of year though as well. There's no respite. Hartlepool again on New Year's Day.
No, I mean, I've said to the players, every training session we have to train as though we're going to be playing, because the next game you very well might be playing, especially, as I say, with the amount of games coming thick and fast. Everybody will be needed, so everybody needs to be ready.
Does it benefit the team against Hartlepool, given the fact you only played them last weekend?
Well, I think what it showed was, up until the penalty, we were dominating, and we were getting down and getting into great positions again without finishing it off. The penalty was a blow. Then we managed to claw our way back into the game. We wanted and should have done better in the second half. We should have certainly done better with their goal. But I think what it has proved is that we can more than match Hartlepool, and we can certainly go there and win. But as I say, we need to finish chances.
Hartlepool, obviously, probably the happier the two sides last weekend. Does that give you that extra determination to sort of punish them, get the 3 points?
It does, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying the game all hinged on the penalty, but 11v11 up until the penalty, we were dominating the game, and I was confident that we'd have gone on and won the game 11v11. That changes a lot of things. It lets Hartlepool sort of sat in there a little bit, counter-attacked a couple of times, but without harping on about the penalty, it does change the game, and these decisions in this league do cost games and cost points, and ultimately, eventually, might cost jobs. So the decisions like that, they have to be right. And as I said in the press conference, I thought he was walking over there to book the boy for diving, and he's pointed to the spot, and as again, it changed the whole game.
You've proven yourselves a difficult side to beat, but in equal measure, are you sort of equally find it hard to beat teams as well?
I would say in the last 3 games, we've as I said, we've conceded a late goal against Solihull, albeit we were down to 10 men for a large spell. Conceded a late goal against Torquay, and again the other night, couldn't finish a team off when we had plenty of options to do that. So of course it's frustrating, but the only way we can put it right is working on it as hard as we can, and we do that. We've done that day in, day out certainly since Hartlepool. The session yesterday was all based on putting all those things right.
Have you had a game since you've been here where that you haven't thought we should have won that, we should have got something from that game?
Yeah, I think the last 3. As I say, I think we should have beat Solihull, I think we should have beat Torquay, and I think we should have beat Hartlepool the other night, but should-haves don't get you points, and as I said before, it is frustrating, but the only way for any team in any scenario to put things right is to work hard and keep trying to do the right things in training, and hope that this is going to be the game where the luck changes in front of goal and the quality comes through.
And a good win against the big side, final game of the year, would be just what you need going into 2018.
Yeah, no, absolutely. As I said before, they're a strong side, but they're a side at our stadium coming up here on at the end of the month that they wouldn't relish it, and we're confident that we can do something against them.